organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
Traveling is always a pain, but this shift in gas prices may change how you feel about it.
One brand new University of Iowa restaurant is not a hit. Find out which one next.
Iowa cross country started their season at home.
See where the women's and men's team ended up at the finish line, coming up next in sports.
All of that and more coming your way.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Former Iowa football and all Big Ten player Tyler Sash passed away earlier today at the age of 27. He was found this morning in his home, but the cause of death has not been released. An autopsy has been scheduled for Wednesday.
Sash was a star player for Oskaloosa High School before becoming a safety for the Hawkeyes from 2008 to 2010. Before his senior year in 2011, he was a 6th-round draft pick by the New York Giants and helped them grab a Super Bowl victory in 2012. Kirk Ferentz postponed his news conference today about this weekend's game in light of the news. He will meet with the media Wednesday afternoon instead. Later in the newscast, our sports team will bring you more information about Sash and his legacy here at Iowa.
The UI Faculty Senate made a big statement Tuesday. The Senate voted no confidence in the Iowa Board of Regents, meaning they have no confidence in the regents' ability to do their jobs. The vote is related to the recent pick for a new university president. They feel their voices weren't heard.
The Kentucky clerk who refused to authorize marriage licenses to gay couples has been released from jail. Kim Davis was released Tuesday after she appealed to the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Her lawyers focus on the Kentucky religious freedom law. The law prohibits the state government from burdening a person's freedom of religion. Davis requested to have her name removed from the licenses issued in her absence. Officials say the state legislature would have to pass a law to grant clerks that ability. She'll be returning to work later on this week, although the judge said that he would take action if she refused to provide marriage licenses to those legally eligible.
Cedar Rapids police were called to the 3000 block of J Street earlier Tuesday after a report of shots being fired. No injuries were reported, but an apartment building and vehicle were hit multiple times. Authorities are investigating if this shooting is related to the 2 others that took place this past week. As we told you Monday, Aaron Richardson was killed on Sunday night after being shot twice near the 300 block on 16th Street. The following morning, police responded to another shooting just 1 block down from where Richardson was killed. Police say that the Aaron's death is not random, but they have not released why he was targeted. We will keep you up to date as the story develops.
If you've recently donated to the Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, there's something you should know. Someone has reportedly been going door to door asking for donations for the organization, but actually they're keeping them for themselves. Big Brothers Big Sisters stated that they do not ask for donations at people's homes and that this person is not affiliated with them in any way. If you or someone you know has recently made a donation to someone at the door, the group recommends that you call the UI Police Department at 319-356-5293.
Labor Day brought several Democratic candidates to Cedar Rapids to meet with labor workers to gain support. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, and Martin O'Malley were all present over the weekend and attended 20 different events for campaign purposes. The candidates spoke with labor union members about issues such as minimum wage and better working conditions.
The Iowa City School Board is also in the middle of election season. The board currently is trying to fill 5 out of 7 open positions on their school board. One of the main topics of discussion is the future of Hoover Elementary School. There are currently 13 candidates, and several of them have been endorsed by parent and community groups that are in support of saving Hoover Elementary. If you would like to read descriptions about the candidates and where they stand on the issue, you can check out Tuesday's edition of the Daily Iowan.
It's been nearly 10 years since the national average price for a gallon of gas was under $2.50. Traveler goers this weekend enjoyed prices just under that mark during their Labor Day weekend. Andrew Roberts has the story.
Drivers across the country as well as here in Iowa had a little more to celebrate this past holiday weekend: cheaper gas prices. That's right, what some experts are now calling a trend may allow the term paying at the pump to take a whole new meaning. Using your car may not be so hurtful on your wallet any longer. A report released by GasBuddy.com, an online site that directs drivers to the cheapest gas, shows the national average price for a gallon of gas to be $2.42. following this Labor Day weekend. Only a month ago, national gas prices were 20 cents per gallon higher and $1 more only a year ago. Yet analysts from GasBuddy.com expect the rates to continue to drop. Here in Iowa, the price is even lower, sitting at $2.39 per gallon, according to AAA.com. Economics professor at the University of Iowa, Stacy Brook, explains why prices in Iowa are lower than other states, including right next door.
Gas prices have been falling here in Iowa. We have different regulations and we receive gas from different refineries, and so that's why we haven't been as affected as consumers in Illinois.
While the cost has decreased during a time of travel, students at the UI hoped the change would have come sooner to help cut the expenses of getting to class.
I don't know, I wish that the gas prices would go down when students are in school so that it'd be more efficient, even for those who commute back and forth from Cedar Rapids. I'm a commuter student, and so I think it'll be better if they lower it during the school time.
Reporting from gas stations across Iowa City, I'm Andrew Roberts for Daily Iowan TV.
The price of gas is expected to continue to fall under $2 a gallon by Christmas.
And speaking of the winter, it's supposed to get cooler later this week.
Yeah, if it ever stops raining. Let's toss it over to Andrew in the weather studio to find out what we have in store this week.
Well, I have some bright news for everyone out there. The rain from Tuesday has passed. As we head into Wednesday morning, the temp should be in the low 70s with clear and sunny skies. Now that will carry over to the afternoon with a slight rise in the temperature, so put the car keys down on your way to class. As nightfall comes, the temp should drop down a bit into the 60s with clear skies. On to the rest of the week. There's a chance of a storm hitting on Thursday afternoon, so be on the lookout for that. Friday, the temp will drop down a bit from normal into the 60s in the afternoon and down to the 50s at night. The weekend looks clear for students to get together to watch the Cy-Hawk series, as the temperature should resemble a fall afternoon with temps in the 60s throughout the weekend and into the start of next week. That's all I've got for you in the weather studio. Back to you at the desk.
It's a phone, it's an iPad, no, it's a TV. Nobody knows exactly what Apple has up their sleeve, but it is a big week for the company. They will make a highly anticipated announcement at their press event called Hey Siri, Give Us a Hint tomorrow morning. It has been rumored that several products may be launched, including the iPhone 6S and 6C, iOS 9, the new Apple TV, and a new iPad. Unfortunately, whatever Apple reveals tomorrow won't be available to the public right away. If you'd like to watch the launch, Apple will be live streaming it from their website.
The opening of Mary Louise Peterson dorm this school year also came with another opening on campus, the Black and Gold Grill. The sports-themed grill offers students a 24-hour study place while also offering another spot to eat on campus. But the grill is not as popular as they have had hoped because it is not a part of the meal plan for students. The Black and Gold Grill is hoping that with more employees, they'll be able to offer their full menu and be open longer into the night.
Today, the student organization STAT sponsored blood drives hosted by the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics. The blood drive is one of several events STAT has organized for Beat State Week. However, the third floor of the IMU was pretty quiet today. After speaking with nurses, fewer than 10 students donated blood in the first few hours. This number is a lot lower compared to the number of donors last year. The nurses were anticipating around 60 donors. The hospital will be hosting more blood drives throughout the year in hopes that students will come out to support the cause. STAT will be hosting a pep rally on Thursday to get people excited for the game on Saturday.
Now we're going to send it over to the sports studio to tell us more about the game on Saturday. Guys?
Yeah, guys, we got a big game coming up this Saturday, but terrible news of former Iowa Hawkeye safety is something that rocked the campus this Tuesday morning.
Our Tuesday show usually consists of head coach Kurt Ferentz at his weekly press conference, but due to the circumstances, has been moved to Wednesday afternoon.
Instead, we take a different route on this version of Daily Iowan TV as we pay tribute to the great Tyler Sash and also to how the public is reacting to this news.
Play action pass by Cousins. Throws right to a Hawkeye. Tyler Sash lateraled the ball off to Micah Hyde. He might go. Inside the 5, lunging. Touchdown. Willis is the lone back. Play fake. And batted down from behind. It's loose. Iowa on the move. Tyler Sash. Gonna take it back. Trick or treat. Iowa City.
If there's any more information released about his death, Daily Iowan TV will have the latest updates.
Now, we all know this Iowa football team is considered a family, and it was definitely a family affair on Saturday when the Hawks beat the Redbirds.
And after the performance that the entire team gave on Saturday, it was hard to narrow it down to just one position to focus on. But it only seemed right to shed some light on quarterback CJ Beathard and how he turned this Hawkeye team around.
There's been an assumption that CJ's a veteran player. He's got one start underneath his belt, so this is his second career start. And then, certainly his play today I thought was really impressive for a guy that hadn't played a lot.
Some might call it symbolic that Beathard punched in the first touchdown of the season, but I'd say it was just right.
I was excited when I got the play call, and it was a quarterback draw, and we made a play. Line did a great job blocking, and we scored. So.
The quarterback completed 16 of 25 passes with one touchdown pass to wide receiver Matt Vandenberg and completed 10 passes for first down conversions. With that sort of performance, there's fire in the eyes and the rest of this team too.
It just keeps you going, keeps you jacked up, keeps the adrenaline flowing. It's just the way we need to execute, and I think we did that today.
But Beathard knows the show isn't all about him.
When you got running backs like you do, and especially the offensive line, how they played today, they opened holes up for the backs, and they gave me protection back there.
The O-line was able to hold the Redbirds' defense, allowing ample time in the pocket and opportunities for plays that seemed a little new to the Iowa playbook. And with his agility, CJ Beathard, the ball carrier, might be a popular phrase for 2015. His arm was strong and his legs were quick out of the pocket, and Zach, I would argue that he led this team to the first Hawkeye win of the season. And after the game, I heard some fans chanting undefeated.
That's right.
Now, hopefully, a couple weeks from now, we can hear that same chant.
Let's hope so. Sticking to that same theme of Hawkeye sports that happened over the weekend, the Iowa men's and women's cross-country team hosted the Early Bird Invitational.
Illinois State, Iowa State, and Northern Iowa battled at the Ashton cross-country course, and Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Katie Ruber was there and has the information on how the team did.
Despite the extreme heat, the Iowa cross-country men and women's teams began their season with a bang. The Hawks hosted the Early Bird Invitational last Friday, competing with in-state rivals Northern Iowa and Iowa State, as well as the Illinois State Redbirds. The Hawkeye rookies were the stars of the show, leading both teams straight out of the gate. Trading in one black and gold uniform for another, University of Missouri transfer Madison Waymeyer debuted as a Hawkeye, leading the women's team, placing 5th in the 3,000-meter race.
It was good. We had a good group of girls out here today, and it was fun to run against all the other Iowa schools and Illinois State, obviously. And so I think the competition was pretty solid, and it was a good race.
Freshman Ian Eklund placed 3rd in the men's 6,000 meters and was one of the 3 unattached freshmen to place in the top 20. Coach Lane Anderson was very pleased with the results and happy to see the new Hawks eager to be earning their uniforms.
To be honest, I thought our newcomers, our freshmen, were the stars of the show today. I thought Ian Eklund, Bailey, Daniel Soto, those were guys that we didn't run in uniform. Not certain exactly, how in their first collegiate meet they might perform. And I think they made it pretty clear that they belong in an Iowa uniform, and you'll certainly see them in next weekend's results, running for the Hawkeyes.
The Hawkeyes felt the love from their fans who supported the Striders through the heat of the night at the Ashton Cross Country course on Friday. Placing 3rd, the Hawkeye women totaled 65 points, and the men placed 4th with 87 points. This has been Katie Reber, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
That wraps up this Tuesday night edition of Daily Iowan TV Sports. But be sure to check out Wednesday's show as we'll hear from Coach Kurt Ferentz and see how he feels about his upcoming game against in-state rival Iowa State.
And see what other sports are matching up against Iowa State for their upcoming weekend. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now, before we leave you, check this out. The long weekend got the best of 25-year-old Marie Gasper Matias, who was found dancing around the side of Interstate 380 early Sunday morning.
Gasper Matias was a passenger in a car on its way to Iowa City. The driver pulled over because the intoxicated Matias was feeling sick. When people arrived, Gasper Matias was drinking and still dancing. He was arrested after his breath test registered at 0.343%, 4 times over the legal amount.
Wow, Nikki, I can't believe he was even able to be conscious enough to dance. That's insane.
No idea.
All right, well, that's all we have for you tonight on this edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.